For the final update on the procedural gamebook, I concede. I've tried pretty much everything that I can think to do to make this into a good game, and it's not. So I'm gonna stop the project now and just move on to something else that hopefully will work. And that'll actually bring me into today's topic, accepting defeat. There's a story that I've seen far too often. New designer puts all of his time and effort into making his perfect dream game. It doesn't work out, so he throws more time and money and effort into it. It still doesn't work out. Eventually, he gets discouraged. He gives up and he decides that he can't be a game designer. He's not good enough to do it, and he just stops making games altogether. People have this misconception that a good designer only makes good games, when in reality the difference between the good designer and the bad designer is just that the good designer knows how to minimize his losses on all of his failures. He's able to identify when something isn't working so that he stops putting time and effort into it. Building a game takes a very long time. Video games take 2+ years to make, but you can create a prototype in a few hours, and this prototype will allow you to test all of your major ideas. The earlier you can identify that it's not going to work, the sooner you can make the changes you need or cut your losses completely. Another major misconception about shelving a game is that you're throwing away work. Every single mistake that I've made taught me something else about player dynamic. I learned that this design didn't work. The hub was too random, that it made the decisions inconsequential. I can use these lessons in future projects to make a good game next time. In addition to that, I have all of the technology that I built. I now have a much better way of building stuff using the components. That's pretty cool, and that's definitely going to help me in future games. So these projects that didn't work, they weren't a failure. They were simply lessons that I could pull from later on. It's better to save a good idea for a future project than waste it on one that won't work. Not all your games are going to be a winner, but all of the games you work on will be a lesson.